Hello, this is my second 16/8 video. I'm going to put one up every Friday actually, because you guys were so engaged with it and I've got so many comments, and yeah, so it was great and I've read every single one. So first and foremost, all I am is a mediocre TV presenter, okay, with a fascination with how as people we can think less, become less obsessed with our bodies, not have to overthink so much what we eat, and how it can be a little released from the diet culture and all the horrors that can't come with it. My weight has yo-yoed all my life. My self-esteem has been, most of my adult life was terrible. My body image was terrible. But I actually now have great sense of body image, even though I have a lot of weight to lose. And the only reason I have a lot of weight to lose is because my doctor thinks I should lose weight, and not because I hate myself or I'm dissatisfied with myself. I think I look pretty good. It's taken me my whole adult life to get to that, but I think I look pretty good. I did a lot of self-loathing. I'm now 56. But I love it when I have younger people on here that I can hopefully help to stop the stinking thinking. You don't want the stinking thinking messing up your mind so that you can't do all the fun things in life. You don't want to be going macros, calories, what did I have this morning, which means I have to punish myself later. That was my whole life. So the 16/8 works for me really well. And basically 16/8 is 16 hours of fasting and an 8-hour window of eating. Now, I really want to make this point that you're not actually eating less. It's not about missing breakfast and only having 2 meals for me. It's about having 3 meals of something I really want, but also thinking about my nutrition, but only in this factor of, oh, I probably should have a bit more greens on there. Not like, oh my God, I've got to do points and numbers and calories and keto and all that bollocks, which, to be quite honest, just gets in the way of just living, and I just can't be dealing with it. A few years ago, I discovered 16/8. It worked really well for me, and I listened to my first film on it, and it worked really well for me, and then I stopped doing it. So rediscovering it over the last few weeks has been amazing. I don't want to each week talk too much about weight, because I'm not a great believer of jumping on and off the scales, because I don't think it's good for you. But I also understand that it really helps people to feel inspired. So what I will say is, if you know from my first film, I've lost a half a stone. But I think I've lost more now in this last week, because a pair of jeans I couldn't get done up, I could get done up. And that's more or less the way I'm going to talk to you about this over the next few weeks. And I can do some photos and stuff before and after, but I don't want to because that obsessive weight thing is very unhealthy. And, you know, you could have somebody that weighs 2 stone heavier than me and it's great for their body. So I just don't want to get into that diet culture stuff. So, in a minute, I'm going to show you the food that I ate the other day. I did a filming through the day. God, it was really hard to remember. But things that I've learned this week are, it's actually better, because I think sometimes I graze all the day for the 8 hours. Now, that's not going to make me put on any weight. That's not any of that. But I think when you think about the autophagy, which is something, again, I'm not an expert in, I'm just a TV presenter, that other, you know, health professionals talk about, which is where, you know, you bring down your insulin and your dead cells are sort of cleaned up. You might have to Google that, because obviously that's just a mediocre TV presenter saying that to you. I'm not getting the exact lingo, but basically just for your health. Think of your insulin rising and you want to keep your insulin down. So if you're eating all day for your whole 8 hours, you're raising your insulin the whole time. So I was watching a video the other day with a nutritionist, and she was saying where a lot of people go wrong with the 16/8 is that first meal that they have when they break their fast, they don't have enough. So they're kind of a bit hungry all day. So yeah, I love to have, I don't in this film you're going to see today, but I love to have a couple of eggs, a bit of avocado, half a like wholemeal seeded bagel. That's my favourite breakfast because it's so filling. I don't want to cut out carbohydrates. I don't want to be told that quinoa is as good as a slice of bread and egg. I know that that's right, but it just makes me want to cry if I can't have bread and rice and pasta. But you can't have a massive bowl of pasta. You've got to have a decent bowl of pasta. You've got to be thinking this, not this. But I can honestly say, when you eat well in the 8 hours and you eat nutritionally dense stuff and you have a slice of cake if you really want it, I think you'll see some cherry pie in the next bit of the film. You don't drive yourself mad wanting this stuff and then binge. That's what I find anyway. It cuts out the binge for me. I'm very, very strict for the 16 hours. I don't have a calorie. I've really discovered this week that sometimes when I'm irritated and I'm fed up and I'm thinking I want milk and I want cream in my coffee first thing in the morning, I just distract myself. I go and do something else. If I stand in the kitchen and keep thinking of it, it drives me mad. But anyway, I'm probably waffling too much. Do watch the first film. Go back to the first part of my journey. Here's what I eat in a day. And remember, I got a pair of jeans on this week that I couldn't get on last week. Such a good feeling. I'm lowering my cholesterol. I'm lowering my insulin, which is very important for me because my dad's a diabetic. So this isn't just about weight for me. This is about my health. Oh, God, right. Well, I want to do a warts and all with this 16-8. I'm not just going to every day go, oh, feeling fantastic. I've been really hungry this morning. I have been dying for this coffee. And now it's 10:30. I can have my milky coffee. I'm just going to heat that up a bit. Look how much milk I have. I have loads of full-fat milk. No skinny latte bollocks. Yeah, so I felt really hungry this morning, wanted a cup of tea with milk, wanted a sweetener, wanted a coffee, wanted a toast, and I was getting quite irritated with myself. I was getting quite irritable. So had a cup of black tea, just felt don't like that, felt pissed off. And then I just had a word with myself and I said, God, look how messy it is behind there. I said, okay, this is a bit uncomfortable. Yes, you just want all this stuff, but think about how fantastic you are feeling and have been feeling over the last couple of weeks. So, I don't know about anyone else, and I know that for a lot of people this is the same. I have much more clarity in the morning. My brain, I'm more energized before I've weighed myself down with food. And also the weight loss is just so good. I'm getting into things that I just wasn't getting into. I feel lighter. My plantar fascia on my foot feels better. I can just imagine I'm lowering my cholesterol. It's probably too early to say that, but anyway, so I gave myself that sort of power talk and I went, and now just get on and do something. Get out of the kitchen, because I was in the kitchen and thinking, oh, I want this, oh, I want that. Get out of the kitchen, go upstairs and do something. Anyway, I did. Kept myself busy. We've just done our morning live on YouTube, which has been a big habit to break because I always used to have my milky coffee when I was doing the live, but we did it at 9:30 this morning, so I couldn't. So it's just breaking habits, isn't it? Anyway, here we are. I sailed through it in the end, and here we are at 10:30, and I'm having my coffee, and I feel really good about it because I didn't break that fast, which is the point when you're really burning fat and, getting the good stuff done. So, yeah, milky coffee, and what shall I have with it? Oh my God, I made my coffee and then I forgot to show you what I was eating. And the whole point of this is what I eat in a day. So I've had just half wholemeal pita bread with Marmite, peanut butter and Marmite. And that's because Mark and I, once we finish filming this podcast, are going to go and have a bit of breakfast in the park. So we have done a lot of filming today, a lot of content making. Now I've had my little pita bread and coffee that you saw. Mark hasn't had a thing. What time is it now?
12:45.
But you see, for Mark, it works better eating later into the night. He prefers that, don't you?
Yeah. Very much.
So, one of the things I really love about 16/8, one of the things I don't love is adjusting to the hunger in the morning. I don't like that. But when you've done it for a few weeks, you do adjust to it. Is the thought of, you know, being able to go up now. We're going to a cafe that we love, and I'll just have whatever I want. I won't be doing that negotiating that was, oh, well, you know, I had a crumpet and I had a this and there was warning, so I I don't. I just genuinely eat what I want. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to go to the cafe and have 3 cakes and 2 toasted cheese sandwich and a bowl of spaghetti bolognese, because clearly nobody could lose weight doing that. But with just talking to myself, what do I really want? What do I really want? We'll have that then. Just don't have excess of what you want, but just have what you really want. What are you going to have?
Whatever I want.
So we are in our little cafe. We are guilt-free. We've got 2 huge plates of food. Actually, I'm going to turn around the camera and show you because it's yummy. So Mark, your first meal of the day. You've got toast, avocado, feta, seeds, tomato, rocket, and scrambled egg side.
When did I become this fucking pretentious? What? Seeds?
I've got lentil dal, an oniony thing, which I won't be able to eat because Mark will get the ick if I smell of onions, and spinach. Oh, God, that looks gorgeous.
Oh, God, that's nice.
Is that good? That was so nice. Match me done. I've left bread.
When are you eating till?
I just want to tell these guys, I've left that right. That's unheard of for me to ever leave food.
Is it?
Bread.
Yeah, true.
But I'm really trying, and I think this is a good, important thing to think about when you're doing a 16/8, because it isn't just about stuffing and having whatever you want all the time. It's about going, oh, actually, I'm full. I really enjoyed that. So I'm just going to stop there, because you feel so empowered when you've had enough and you leave a bit.
I've eaten everything. I was almost going to eat the napkin.
So, the joys of 16/8. This is a homemade cherry pie that Mark, you really wanted last night, didn't you?
Yeah. It's my favourite thing. It's American. It makes me think of movies like Stand By Me. I mean, that's pretty horrible because they're sick.
All right. God, you can't help yourself.
But cherry, I was just saying, so often you get pies or you get crumbles, and really you kind of just tolerate the filling. It's all right, but it's never brilliant. That, you want as much of the filling as you do the pastry.
But thinking along 16/8
Yeah.
sort of principles, you were brilliant, because last night you just said, no, I'm out of my eating window. But that doesn't mean you can't have it.
No, exactly. So I've actually spent most of my time looking forward to having it today.
And you really enjoyed it.
I'm
Whereas
enjoying
probably
it.
if you'd had it as a late night snack last night, you'd have maybe had
I'd
a
have
couple of
humped
pieces. You'd have gone to bed with high insulin. It would have disturbed your sleep.
Worse than that, I'd have humphed it. I'd have stayed private about it because I'd have done it in a sort of secretive fashion.
Yeah.
And I would have felt guilt, shame and remorse.
Exactly. But what you did was left it till today, and you're really eating it and really enjoying it. And
Yeah,
you
well,
got a good night's sleep without being woken up by the
I'd
sugar.
like to eat it a bit more.
All right, go on then.
Thanks.
Let's let the spoon go. Oh my God. If I say so myself, I'm a rather fabulous cook. Am I not?
You really are.
This is a funny one, this one, because it's 6:15. I'm not hungry because the lentils were really filling, but I'm kind of worried if I don't eat something, I'm going to be starving later. So I'm just having a teeny bit of sushi. I'll show you. 3 chicken dumplings, 4 cucumber rolls, and a salmon nigiri. And I've got about 10 minutes to eat it. I'll probably eat it in 4, to be honest. That's something I've really got to work on. I don't eat so fast. It's not good. Chew, and chew some more. So good for digestion, so good for your health, so good for weight loss. I'm a bit of a hoover, really. I just watched that again, the What I Eat in a Day. And that actually wasn't that much food. Not as much food as I eat on some days. And that's because the lentils, I think, just filled me up so much. So don't be put off by that. Eat until you feel good, not till you're stuffed. That's my advice. So, you know, look at your plate and go, oh yeah, have I got protein in every meal? Because protein is really good for keeping full. You know, if you're not vegan or vegetarian, have I got eggs? Have I got a bit of chicken? Have I got a bit of, you know, a bit of protein, a bit of fish? You know, if you're vegan or vegetarian, have I got some lentils or some beans with carbs? And then always try and make sure you've got a bit of something, but even if it's just a little sprinkle of spinach in your whole wheat wrap or something, it's like, where can I get more nutrients in so that because that energizes, it gives me more energy, I move more, you know, and I'm fuller, because if you've got more nutrients going in, you're not as hungry. And then have your piece of cherry pie or have your piece of cake if you want, but just don't have it every day and have one slice. Yeah, good luck. Tell me how it goes. And don't forget, chew, 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 chew. See you next Friday.